What has made the United States different from so many other democracies is that we've always had what is called a peaceful transfer of power, even when there had been contested elections. In 2000, Vice President Al Gore lost by 537 votes to Texas Governor George W. Bush. What did Al Gore do after the Supreme Court weighed in? He gave a speech. He later certified the results. Then Bush came to the White House. He met with Bill Clinton. Peaceful transfer of power. 2008, same thing. Same thing happened. And guess what? 2016 election. What happens? Hillary Clinton, then Secretary of State, loses to Donald Trump. And this is what took place after the election.
Conversation with President-elect Trump. It was wide-ranging. We talked about some of the organizational issues in setting up a White House. We talked about foreign policy. We talked about domestic policy. And as I said last night, my number one priority in the coming 2 months is to try to facilitate a transition that ensures our president-elect is successful.
All right, so that was President Obama. This is what presidents do, even if they lose, even if their chosen candidate loses, even if their party loses. Well, today, guess what? President Joe Biden welcomed this lying, narcissistic insurrectionist to the Oval Office. Watch this.
Make sure you're accommodated, what you need. And we're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. So
good.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much. And politics is tough. And it's, in many cases, not a very nice world, but it is a nice world today. And I appreciate it very much. A transition that's so smooth.
Oh, no, hold up. Let's go ahead. Play that again. Because you notice how I say, oh, it's nice today. Oh, because you won? Go ahead and play it again.
Make sure you're accommodated, what you need. And we're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. So
good.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much. And politics is tough. And it's, in many cases, not a very nice world, but it is a nice world today. And I appreciate it very much. A transition that's so smooth, it'll be as smooth as it can get, and I very much appreciate that, Jim.
You're welcome.
Oh, a transition so smooth as it gets, and I appreciate that. So we chose y'all the video from 2016. We chose to show y'all the video today. Oh, here was the video from 2020. That's what took place. See, you gotta understand. All right, y'all can. So again, on that day, after the loss, Donald Trump kept contesting the election. Donald Trump kept saying, "Oh, he was cheated." All of those different things. Remember all of that? That's what all that was happening, and so he could not come to the conclusion. He could not accept the peaceful transfer of power. He could not accept that he actually lost. No, what he decided to do was sic his supporters, and it looked like this and sounded like this on January 6th.
Multiple capital injuries. Oh my God.
So y'all saw that? Oh, this fool walking in with Trump flag draped on him. Remember, they also came to the Capitol with their Confederate flags. Oh, but see, Trump and MAGA, they're perfectly fine. Oh yeah, let's. If the Democrats could just be peaceful, if they could just accept their losses. See, y'all remember on Election Day, Trump put out that, election fraud in Pennsylvania, the authorities are coming. Then when he won, it's all good, it's all good. Oh, all good, it's all good. See, that's what they do. See, when they lose, oh, let's actually throw the nation into an uproar. Let's actually have this big old drama. In fact, again, so Trump wins. Here's Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. Doesn't this sound a little bit different than 4 years ago?
Because of all the emphasis we placed on that, and because of all the attention the American people put on it, that I think we were able to limit to a high degree the amount of fraud and irregularity and many of the things that concerned all Americans after 2020. So that's a good sign. It's another hopeful reason.
I got to go ahead and just stop that bullshit, because it wasn't what, all Americans. No, it was what you crazy ass MAGA people. Oh, so now because y'all won, everything is good. Election was clear. Everything was fine. Everything is straight. This is what cheaters do. Let me be real clear. These people have no honor. They have no decency. They have no integrity. They have no character. They have no principles. They have no ethics. And I'm going to tell you right now, President Joe Biden, better man than me. Because when that piece of crap would not accept a peaceful transfer of power, when he would not invite Biden to the Oval Office, when he skipped the inauguration, I would have repaid his ass with the same. These people are shameful and despicable, because if they don't win, they literally would have they did try to overthrow an election. Rebecca Carruthers is Vice President Fair Election Center out of D.C. Scott Bolden joins us now, of course, lawyer in D.C., former D.C. Democratic Party chair. Dr. Avis Jones-DeWeaver, political analyst out of D.C. as well. I mean, I'm just being, I don't give a damn of what these people think, Avis. These people are corrupt. They are shameful. And for him to sit there, oh, yes, we're going to have a peaceful transfer of power, when his lying insurrectionist ass did none of that 4 years ago.
Absolutely none of it. I mean, let's just call a thing a thing. He's a criminal. He's a liar. He led a coup against the United States of America. That would make him a traitor. So to sit here today and act all kumbaya shows you that he is who he is. He's a con artist, he's a shuckster, and he's there acting like, okay, I'm the good guy. But at the same time, we see all the ridiculousness that he's already doing in terms of his cabinet appointments, in terms of what he's talking about he wants to do when he gets in office. So he can play a charade for a few minutes today, but we know who he is, and we know what we have to do in order to survive the next 4 years.
For me, Rebecca, I'm sorry, I simply cannot, nor will I, forget 4 years ago. Not going to happen.
You know, and nor will history forget what happened 4 years ago.
But clearly, these American folks have, because it's kind of like, oh, yeah, whatever. Yeah, we're good. Bring them on back in.
You know what? I was actually looking up today, how do bears hibernate? I was like, how do we hibernate for the next 4 years and then figure out at the end of 4 years? But the thing is, I understand there's a lot of people in this country that are upset and rightfully upset. There are a lot of people who are going to be hurt. There's also some people who are going to have to figure it out and find out what happens next. You know, I've been thinking more about a lot of the Black liberation people in our history. And I've really been leaning into the most important thing in liberation right now is rest. For those who support democracy in this country, there's going to be a hell of a fight. And it's very important that right now people rest and try not to consume all of the craziness and all of the foolishness that's going to dribble out, because we know that that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a whole ecosystem and echo chamber of nonsense, quite frankly. There are a lot of people who said, oh, America's better than that. Well, we're seeing that America is not better than that. And so for those who support liberation, the best thing that we all can do right now is actually rest.
For me, Scott, I cannot be silent. When I saw that clip earlier, first of all, I don't watch cable news. I don't give a damn what the cable channel is, because nearly all of them trash. They bored me to death because they talk about the same thing over and 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 over again. But for me, when I saw that clip on social, I'm sitting here going, what an asshole. Oh yes, we're gonna have the smoothest transfer, the smoothest as you can possibly get. Oh, forget the fact that I tried to overthrow the government. Forget the fact that I was impeached as a result of that. Forget the fact that I was such a petulant ass that I skipped the inauguration. I wouldn't do any of the things that required a peaceful transfer of power. Oh, but you now want everyone else to be on bended knee. This man will never be called president by me. I would never see him as the president. He has disgraced the office, and he has no business being there. So I cannot give someone respect for an office that they had no respect for themselves.
I saw it, and I just wanted to throw up, be honest with you. I mean, Roland, you know what really bothers you, maybe me, but you also, is there's something fundamentally wrong about how we believe in freedom, justice, and equality and democracy in this country. And America, Donald Trump, but America has endorsed this behavior, the majority of Americans. And somehow America has rewarded just atrocious behavior, atrocious character and personality, and really criminal conduct. And he's going to be in the White House for a second term. It's just something illogical about that based on how we think, how we were raised, what we've been taught. It's just fundamentally wrong. I keep trying to wake up, but that nightmare is still there because somewhere down the line, the arc of history is, I've been trained to believe, bends towards justice. And yet there is no justice in him re-entering the White House. And you know what? Here's the other thing. I agree with you. I'm like, Biden, the hell with him. I'm not inviting him to the White House. Let him figure it out. And, retribution or revenge or whatever you call it, I'm going to give him the same behavior that he gave me because that's what he deserves. And yet somehow America, ironically, would not forgive Biden and the Democrats if they acted the same way he did. He gets a pass on bad behavior. He's so bad, we almost forget all the bad acts. And with the endorsement of the people of America, it says more about America than it does about him because the voters should have rejected him. But it didn't matter to them. I don't care how you blame it, whatever the autopsy report says. There's something fundamentally wrong about this, almost anti-American, and yet all of us are struggling to figure out either what happened, how we fix it, or how do we survive or let alone succeed with this leadership, this MAGA leadership, our greatest nightmare. So you got to keep looking at it, man.
I simply don't believe, Avis, that the way you respond to evil is to hug it, embrace it, and sit with it. Yeah. I just don't believe that.
Absolutely not. I completely agree with you. You get the energy from me that you give to me. And here is the challenge with this kumbaya moment that the Democrats seem to be stuck on stupid around. It's because this is not a balanced scenario. When the Republicans act a fool, then Democrats have to act all cordial, go out of their way, bend their backs backwards to try to be able to roll out the red carpet for them, not just in ceremonial situations like this, but look at how they're going to act. In terms of legislation. We remember, for example, and how they have acted. We remember how when Barack Obama was in office, we remember that was a moment in when this country was facing a critical financial crisis. We were on the verge of having a catastrophe economically in this nation. And when people all over this nation were losing their jobs, they were losing their life savings, they were losing their houses, you had Mitch McConnell stand there and say his number one job was to make Barack Obama a one-term president. That is the difference between these two parties. He didn't give a damn about the American people. What he gave a damn about was power. And his idea was to do everything he could to sabotage Barack Obama's effectiveness be damned about the implications to the American people, just so he could maximize his chance of getting back in power, which he was able to successfully do 2 years later. And so I have to say that these two things are not the same. They are not the same. We're going to see how they're going to run amok. They're going to run amok at least for the next 2 years in Congress. But if the Democrats are to be able to take control over, look how much they're going to try to work with them. Look how much they're going to try to compromise. They don't have the same sort of chutzpah, honestly, that the Republicans do when they have the opportunity to stop a train rearing down the tracks towards impending doom for the American people.
Yeah, and this is what you see. This is what you get.
What's up, y'all? Look, Fanbase is more than a platform. It's a movement to empower creators, offering a unique opportunity for everyday people to invest in Black-owned tech, infrastructure, and help shape the future of social media. Investing in technology is essential for creating long-term wealth and influence in the digital age. The Black community must not only consume tech, we must own it.
Discover how equity crowdfunding can serve as a powerful tool for funding Black businesses, allowing entrepreneurs to raise capital directly through their community through the Jobs Act.